Hey guys, Ray from Love You RV. So I'm back with an update on my Ivation dehumidifier that we've used all winter. So wintering on the coast here, condensation in the rig is a big problem. So back in September I purchased this, and it wasn't until about late October, early November we really started to need it. And since then it's almost been running 24/7 for months. Now it's late March, almost April, and we don't really need the dehumidifier anymore. So I'm going to look into a problem it was having. Now 90% of the time it's kind of like this, makes a kind of a little bit of a fan noise, but not too much at all. But then maybe 5% of the time it really starts to clatter. Almost sounds like, you know, when you used to put playing cards or baseball cards in the spokes of your bike. I did take a video of when it was doing it really bad, so I'll just show you that now. So you can see that can be quite annoying. I did contact Ivation and they wanted to replace it, or get me to contact the people I bought it off of so it could be replaced. There's a 1-year warranty on the things, but we really needed the dehumidifier for winter, so I just decided to live with it. Now I'm just curious to exactly what's going on, because it seems to be a problem. I've seen quite a bit of reviews where people were complaining of that. So I thought it'd be interesting to pull it apart and see exactly what's causing the problem. I chose this one because it was what they call a desiccant type dehumidifier, which means it has a spinning wheel, desiccant wheel inside versus a compressor. And they're really good for cold weather environments like we have on the coast here, damp and cold. They actually put out a little bit of heat. They use about 390 watts, I think this one is. This is a 19 pint, has a reservoir in there that's 19 pints. Though what I did is this model has a drain hose, you can see it down there. And then I just ran it out the corner of the slide so the water just dripped outside. Didn't have to worry about emptying the tank. Anyway, enough about it. Let's pull it apart and see what's causing that clicking or clattering noise. So I've unscrewed the top. If you look down there, there's actually a fan spinning, so that pushes the air out of it. And that fan is not the source of the noise, because I've actually gone in there and physically stopped the fan, and the clicking continued. So it's got to be somewhere down in the back there, a little further. There's a desiccant wheel down there. Now, I don't advise taking anything like this apart. You know, you could risk electrical shock and all that. You're going to avoid your warranty, etc. But I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, so I got her stripped down. See this side, there's the spinning wheel, fan wheel. And then right in here, hopefully you can see in there, there's a spinning desiccant wheel or platter. And then it looks like there's a condenser, kind of a radiator deal back here. And it looks like I'm going to have to pull this piece off to get a look in there. So I think whatever drives this platter is where I'm getting my chattering. Probably some plastic gearing or something like that. Okay, so you can see the wheel spinning there. Down in this corner there's a fan, but it's not making any noise. That's probably that's probably for the heater fan. Pushes the air through the heater. Basically goes into this wheel, condenses on the wheel, and then up here there's something that sends the air through this condenser and down at the bottom into the bottom reservoir or drain tube. But I don't see anything clattering around here. I think the problem is the drive motor or gearing. I don't know if you can see in there. Right where the light is, there's a set of gears. I think that's where the clattering happens. So I'm going to have to go in the other side of this thing, take off this fan and this plastic shroud so I can see what's going on. I'll put this side back together and we'll continue on. Okay, so this side's much more interesting. You can really see what's going on here. So this is the intake fan, draws air in, and then it goes through. This is a heater. You can tell by the type of wiring here. It's all heat protected, and there's actually 142 Celsius thermal fuse there. So that air gets sucked in and then forced through the spinning wheel, comes out the other side. The hot moist air comes out and gets put into this condenser here. So the air gets in there and it gets condensed and falls out the bottom into the reservoir or out the hose. And then this is your exhaust fan, so it takes any leftover warm air from here and gives you nice dry air coming out. Interesting. So maybe let's plug it in and see if it's doing any rattling. I'm going to complain a bit because it doesn't have its reservoir right now, so it's trying to tell me, hey, put your reservoir in. I don't really hear too much right now. Of course, once you get things apart, the problem goes away. Sort of hear something here. I think I'm going to pop this apart. Got to see what's behind there. Okay, much further apart now. Kind of like how it's so modular, and every screw is the same size. That's always nice. So it's kind of well thought out how it's put together. Anyway, there's the input fan there and the heater. And then I've pulled the wheel out. Desiccant wheel. One thing I noticed right away though was right here. You can kind of see there's been some major rubbing going on. I guess on the back of this. Must hit those metal things, must go by and hit there. Don't think that would create the kind of clicking that I hear though, but maybe it starts to bind, and then that causes this gear to start to chatter. A little bit of movement in there you can see, so I can see if the wheel was binding. I don't have much of a bearing or anything. This is actually plastic right here. Just sits on a plastic on plastic, and it feels kind of rough. So I don't know, I think I'm going to clean it up, but I'm thinking what I'm going to attempt to do is put some grease in there. I have some of this lube-all stuff that doesn't really travel, and also I'll put some on maybe the teeth here, see if I can quiet it down. Well, looks like I got her all back together and working again. Even used all the screws. I guess overall, I think this is quite a good dehumidifier. It functions really well. I'm happy with the performance of it. But that rattling can be annoying. Like I say, 95% of the time you don't notice the dehumidifier, but when it starts to rattle, it can be a little aggravating. I'll have to see how it goes by putting a bit of lube in there, but my overall impression is they kind of didn't do a very good design job on that spinning wheel in there. And maybe their other models don't have this problem. But anyway, till next time, Ray from loveyouRV.com. Thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers, folks.